Hello everybody. Nope, sorry. There. I am back with a review. I'm finishing up the Sailor Moon manga. This will probably be a couple of videos. Just because I have this nice stack right here. I have 10, 11, and 12, which is the end of the main storyline. And these two are the collection of short stories. Before I get that, look at my nice new shirt. It's, of course, the classic anime, 90s anime series, season 3, where she's wearing her cosmic heart brooch. And it's just on one sleeve, though. It's a long sleeve, it's blue, it's very nice, and I got it at Target in the men's section, which is weird because the women's section has no Sailor Moon stuff in it. Don't understand that, but that's cool. I don't care. It fits really nice, and it's nice and cozy. I did also get these two gorgeous Sailor Moon pins. This is Nerdy, but yeah, Nerdy Girl Pins. It's the person. There you go. She's got an Instagram, so if you want to check out her Instagram. I, of course, got the Serenity, or Princess Serenity, and Cosmos, Sailor Cosmos, who is going to be featured in this volume. There she is right there, that's the character, that's the chibi version. I love this character. I'm pretty sure she's the ultimate form of Sailor Moon, but we'll talk about that in a second. Before we look at this one, we're going to start with Volume 10, which has Sailor Saturn on the cover and a chibi version on the back. I love how she's holding, it looks like a galaxy in her hand. That's really cool. Sailor Saturn is actually one of my favorite characters. She's in my top 5. It goes Neptune, Moon, Pluto, Saturn, and then Tuxedo Mask. I do love Uranus too. She'd actually be right after Tuxedo Mask. Just gonna throw that out there. The outer Senchis are my girls. Okay, so let me see. We're continuing with the dream arc in this volume. And here are the, you know what, I just remembered something. The first color page I meant to show you, sorry. It's the cover, but I want to show you guys anyways. Still very gorgeous. The beautiful artwork right here. This one's my favorite side. Yes, very, very pretty. And of course she has the white hair. That's a manga characteristic of Sailor Moon. I don't know if I said that before. I might have. Just to reiterate, it is something that she has in the manga is white hair when she's in, I think, her Serenity form. And then when she's like Usagi and Sailor Moon, she's blonde. I'm not 100% sure if she's blonde as Sailor Moon manga-wise, but when they color her, she has blonde hair. But when she's Serenity, she has white hair. Either princess or Neo Queen. So. But anyway, there's also this picture in here. All the girls. It's interesting to see Usagi with a braid. They all have the same color hair, which is weird. I don't know why they colored it that way. I love all their outfits, they're super cute. Naoko was very into fashion, and you can see that influence on the costumes, which I think is very creative for her to do. I just don't think people realize that. And that's the end of all the color pages. So the contents are here, and it goes all the way to Act 49, which is Dream 11, Earth and Moon Dream. And it starts with Act 45, Dream 7, Mirror Dream. So we're continuing with the dream arc for what was it called? Excuse me. It's the Supers season, the 4th season. I will say I like the arc in the manga more over the original anime, although I'm watching the anime, still the original anime. I'm enjoying it, probably because when I grew up watching it, I had a very heavily censored version. Growing up in the 90s, for example, Fisheye was a woman. Now in the manga, man, a 90s anime man, he just happened to like to dress like a woman, and I guess that meant censored. So, but anyways, I've been enjoying rewatching it. It's still not my favorite season. I prefer it in the manga. But we are starting, I believe, Venus has just awakened her new powers right here. And we get the outer Senchis returning in their guardian form. That's what I meant to say. I, like I said, adore the the outer Sailor Scouts, or Sailor Senchi. My favorite, and I'm so happy that they left and then they returned for this arc. Like, it was really disappointing when you watch the 90s version and they're not there. I think they two come back for one episode, and that was it. It's kind of like a one-off episode featuring Uranus and Neptune. But here they are, they're back. Hotaru has aged up, which makes a lot of sense, just because I think it wouldn't have worked if she was still like a tiny little child. I think it's interesting that she made her age fast, but it works here. I know in some media it doesn't work very well, but I love the fact that they're back. Of course, you see the quartet here. I don't think I mentioned this, but I'm not a fan of their outfits. I think they're about the same age as Chibiusa, maybe slightly older, and about the same age as Hotaru as well. I don't know, this just doesn't seem like something someone their age should wear, unless they are a lot older than I think they are. They could be older than I think they are. Maybe they are. And what's interesting in the manga is that over the 90s anime, in the 90s anime, I believe Mamoru does get sick. I haven't gotten there yet in the season, but he gets sick here too, because he's connected to the Earth and to Helios, and since they're all like connected to each other and they're being attacked by Nehelania, it makes a lot of sense that he is sick. What's interesting though is Usagi gets sick too in this, because she is connected to Mamoru, or Endymion, I guess I should say, more than Mamoru. I should use their like royal names. I think that's really interesting because it shows just how connected they are, how their destinies are really intertwined. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yawn. They're intertwined. It's really sad, but it also has some moments with Chibiusa that I thought were really sweet because of this. I feel like she's a lot sweeter in the manga. I noticed she seems to like her mother more, like even in the past, whereas in the old 90s anime, they butted heads a lot. Oh gosh, I'm so glad they don't butt heads as much in this. I do believe the outer senshis don't get new powers, if I'm not mistaken. Like the inner senshi. I don't know why that is. Maybe because they've always had the abilities that are different and more powerful than the inner ones. They do have their own like items, like Pluto has her staff, Neptune has a mirror, that so on. And you do get to see, or explained why they awakened again. The outer senshi, particularly Hotaru as Saturn, why she aged up. It's because of what's going on with their prince and princess. That's an interesting thing too, is that all the guardians have the dream of protecting Usagi. That is their big overarching dream. They have other little dreams, like for the elders, they just wanted to be a family. I'm sorry. Oh, excuse me. Let me repeat that. For the elders, they just wanted to be a family, but at the end of the day, Serenity, Princess Serenity, Prince Endymion, they take precedent. They are who matters the most to them. Also, really love this part right here where you have, it's Chibiusa. I don't know if you can see her, but you can hear Hotaru. And I miss her little friendship with Hotaru. I think I'm so glad they aged Hotaru back up so that they could be friends again. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm yawning. But what's interesting is that right here you have Sailor Moon clearly awakening in a way, or I think she's being cured because of the power of her guardians, the love they have for her, the need to protect her. She wakes up from her sickness, and it looks like no, maybe she's still sick, my bad. She's still sick, excuse me. But I made a mistake, that's okay. They're still sick, but they can hear the call of the others. And it's really sad to see them suffer, but you can tell both of them are like, we can't do this anymore. We need to get better. We need to fight. We can't let everybody down. We can't let the planet down. It's our job to protect it. That's something that is really special to me about Usagi and Momoto, or Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask. And in the mangas, they both are such characters who are bound by their duty to save the planet. And I really like it, even though they're both in pain. They're in a lot of pain, and yet here they are, transformed, ready to fight, even though they're suffering so much. Now, I believe they actually had like a transformation scene together, but I don't see it. It might be in an earlier volume, my bad. And of course you have them fighting our villain, Nehelenia, who in this version, she reminds me of Maleficent in a way, from Sleeping Beauty, and which is different than in the 90s anime. And I think that's an interesting thing, is that you can see the influence of folklore and mythology and fairy tales in the manga, which is very different than in the 90s anime. I keep wanting to say the old anime. I mean, they're there technically is a new anime with Crystal, but she actually places a curse, if I remember correctly. Let me look for that really, really fast. Where it explains the curse. Sorry, guys. Because I would like to read it out loud to you. So, you know, so she clearly hates the white moon, as it's called, because she's from the dark moon. Excuse me, again, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, like, yawn all up in your face, too. Such pretty artwork here. That I would love to show you, and okay, I next time need to make sure I put sticky notes in so I can find pages easier. Queen Helena, she's like laughing evilly. She's the queen of the new moon, excuse me. Okay, here we go. It says Sailor Moon, a rather young princess of Silver Millennium, the White Moon Kingdom. Your dear mother was quite clever indeed to have you reborn on this planet in a new form. But even in reborn form, you are still a spitting image of your mother in the olden days. And then Sailor Moon's like, you know the queen? I am also the queen of a moon kingdom, and this planet belongs to moon kingdom folk. It seems the time has come when we shall find out who the true ruler of this planet is. So that's her big shtick, is she wants to take over, but we need to go back. Here we go. We're traveling through time. Now they're having a celebration because Serenity has just been born. You see little baby and guardians over here. And they're like, a toast to the queen. So it's kind of very much like when Princess Aurora was born, right? They're at a big party. And then who comes crashing? Maleficent. Or in this case, Nehelenia. So he says, I too offer a toast, much like Maleficent said, I too have a gift to bestow on the child, right? I cannot believe that I alone was not invited to the moon's biggest celebration. Lesson of the story is, invite the villain, because they're going to get pissed off. Sorry. But that is true. They're going to get pissed off, and then they're going to come and curse you. But here's Venus going, that's right. The one uninvited guest that day who dragged a black shadow with her. There's Venus. I love how Venus, to me, is still the one that remembers the most of their past lives. I know they're all awakened, but I feel like she still has, like, the bigger or the most memories, maybe? I don't know how to describe it. Because usually the Venus that always is like, this is what happened type of thing. I don't know if it's just because she's the leader, and that makes sense. But here we go, we're going to keep going. She was definitely a creature from a dark world. Ye who... We're going to talk about the English in this. Ye who defiles this sacred place, who art thou? Oh my, I am also a denizen of this moon. I expressly ventured out from deep inside the moon, so she's from in the moon, which is interesting. Okay. So... this is why they all don't remember, is because they've sealed their memories away. That's interesting. That's or Venus was the only one that clearly didn't. But here Helena goes, uninvited guest. Oh no, that's Serenity. My bad. Queen Serenity. If you have alit upon this moon, seeking tranquility, then I welcome you. However, I will not permit you to bring darkness to this satellite. How amusing, you know? You all were also brought here from the far reaches of the galaxy. Our origins are one and the same. Queen, darkness is essential if you would only lend us a hand. If you would just accept the darkness. Where there is light, there is darkness. Darkness calls to light. And light also calls to darkness. That's another thing, before I keep going, is, as you can see, Queen Serenity is still heavily featured in the manga. Like, yeah, through flashbacks, but she's still used. She's not, I feel like she kind of just disappears in the 90s version. After, season 2, I think, was the last time you saw her. I just finished season 3 and I did not see any Queen Serenity here. And so far she hasn't popped up in season 4 or Supers. And I'm pretty sure she doesn't come at all in Stars. So, but anyways, here we go. So she's gonna seal Nehelenia into the mirror, right? This is what she says. I gift you a curse. Accept this beautiful curse of mine. This kingdom shall eventually fall, with the beautiful princess dying without inheriting its throne. That is my present to you. Hey, guess what? She's gonna prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel. And die. Right? Sorry, I didn't mean to do it like that, but I thought it'd be funny. But it's very much like Sleeping Beauty. I don't know if Naoko was just, maybe she read Sleeping Beauty, was watching the Disney version, whatever version she was looking at. Nehelena is very, very much like Maleficent in a lot of ways. Wasn't invited to Serenity's, I guess, christening or birthing celebration in a way. I think that's what it was. Places the curse on the kingdom. Now, obviously, it's a little different because the curse is more on Aurora in Sleeping Beauty. I am mainly talking about the Disney version. That's the one I feel like most people are familiar with. I don't know how many people have actually read, like, the Grimm version of the fairy tale, which is not as happy. But I highly recommend it if you haven't read it. It's also fun to actually read in German, but a lot of similarities. And of course, what's different about this one is, once we've found all this information out, and they're like, oh my gosh, she's the reason why all this has happened, right? And then they all end up in their princess form during the fight, which again was something just exclusive to the storyline, was the fact that they're all princesses, just like Sailor Moon, you know. And that makes a lot of sense, though, if you think about it, right? They're all princesses too. It's just like Sailor Moon is like that bright shining light, and that's kind of how she's often described. That's why, even though, like, Neptune's a princess and Mars is a princess as their respected planets, they were chosen because they're the most powerful from the planet to be Serenity's crown, who's, like, even more powerful. She's, like, the most powerful being in our solar system, I believe. I don't know if that's the case for, like, the universe, although, let's be honest, I feel like Sailor Moon is the most powerful being in the universe, at least in their universe. But before I look at their gorgeous outfits, aren't they pretty? I wish I had a colored picture of this. I do think you do see Mamoru and Usagi kiss. Now, did we miss the part where Helios describes the field and the golden? Yep, I did skip that. Okay. So, Helios saves Endymion and Serenity, and he takes them to, I think you say, the Elysian field? I could be wrong. It's like in the center of the earth, and it's a place that is sacred to the planet. It is a place of great prayer. In the, I think in the 90s version, I don't know if it's there. Like I said, I haven't gotten there yet, but I think this is interesting. Again, it shows how connected the earth is to Endymion or Mamoru, and then how connected he is to Sailor Moon. Like, they're all connected to, sorry, I was looking at something. They're all connected to each other, and that's really interesting. It's really fascinating. And you can tell she really thought this out through when she was creating her mythology for Sailor Moon. And I do say, oh my gosh, mythology, because she's built all this into the story. And to me, that's something that was lacking in the 90s anime. There wasn't all this in there, you know? And of course, it's during this arc we get the final transformation of Sailor Moon. We get Eternal Sailor Moon, which is amazing. And they all give her their power. And you do hear about their castles here in this page, which is really cool. I just love the manga. Look at this absolutely gorgeous illustration of Eternal Sailor Moon. The manga is so beautiful. It's just an amazing. Oh, the cat forms that are human version. Luna, Artemis, Diana. I can't wait to see them in the anime. Finally, because I think we only had human Luna in the 90s anime in a movie, which was so disappointing because look how amazing the design of the characters are as humans. Like, they're just, I just don't understand why they never animated human Luna and Artemis and Diana beyond the tiny amount that they did with Luna. But I'm so happy to see them here. I love how Diana still has a little kitty tail. It's so cute. I love their design so much. I really do. And I love how, guess who has his own crystal? Tuxedo Mask. Or Endymion, sorry, I had an itch. He has his own crystal. Completely not there in the old anime, but I love this, because it really makes them equals, in my opinion, which is something that she did so well, like making Mamoru and Usagi equals. Like, they're on the same field. Yes, Usagi's more powerful, but he's still her equal. Like, they're partners. They're in it together. Like, it's not, oh, only she can do it and save the world. He's there, he can help. He has powers too, which is not what he had in the 90s version. He didn't even have the crystal. The crystal was something that belonged to Helios. But here it is, popping right out of him, just like Sailor Moon. And she did a good job. going back and explaining why he can heal the earth and why they're so connected, and it's because of this golden crystal that is inside him that gives him the power, just like for Sailor Moon. Her crystal often is the one that gives her the power. Of course, you get this wonderful moment with all of them fighting off Nehelenia and destroying her for good. And Zarconia. Man, he can't catch a break. I feel like, she wanted to marry him too, just like Beryl did. But that's so. In the manga, the earth is being covered in darkness, and people are in this like crazy state of nightmares. That's not the case in the 90s anime, at least I don't think. Excuse me. Apparently I need to get more sleep. Ironically, we're talking about the dream arc, and I'm needing more sleep. Oh my gosh. But yes, so I'm glad that it wasn't just, we're gonna just look in everybody's dream for Pegasus, because she's already had Pegasus captured. Like, she just wants to take over the world, and she's able to do it, I think, quicker than Helena. But I love the fact that they destroy her in this, and they don't banish her, because that's how she was able to come back not that long later in Stars. Like, wasn't that long after they defeated her, they had to defeat her again, and then they fully defeat her. It's really weird. I love, look at baby Princess Serenity, so cute. And again, you see the importance of Queen Serenity. We get in a little Chibiusa Helios action. The kiss. Don't know how I feel about that. Because can he be with her? I don't know. But anyways, Helios is healed. He's awakened. He's in his actual form, not as a Pegasus. And we end the manga with this arc, with the coronation of Neo, Queen Serenity, and King Endymion. He's crowned them king and queen. They're all in their princess form once again. Absolutely love this. This is my favorite part of this story arc. And Saturn has requested that she heals the Amazon quartet, because they're apparently the Sailor Guardians of planetoids. Interesting. Not sure how I feel about that, but I guess that makes sense. They're planets too, I think. So this is like how Pluto is not a planet, but it's a dwarf planet or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, here's their design. I like this look better. Just throwing it out there. And they're technically Chibiusa's guardians, which makes a lot of sense, because why would Chibiusa have, Serenity's guardians? Doesn't make any sense. Wouldn't make sense. I mean, yeah, they would protect her, because of course she's also their princess, but their main focus is going to be on, technically, Neo Queen Serenity and King Endymion. So I like the fact that Chibiusa gets her own team of Guardians. So far she only has 4. We'll never know if she'll get more, like an outer Senshi type of situation. I don't think so, but I think she's gonna get stuck with the 4. But I feel like Hotaru will join her since they're such good friends. And of course, Helios returns back to where he belongs, and we're at peace again, and the world is healed. Again, going to the connection of Helios and the Elysian Fields to Endymion/Mamoru to the planet Earth itself. They're all connected. So when one is healed, all of them are healed. I like my hands right there. But yes. And we gotta end with a little bit of romance. Unfortunately, there's a meteor shower. We all know what that means, right? It's the next arc. And I just realized I spent 30 odd minutes talking about just this one volume. I apologize. I should get faster. But the last 2 volumes, 11 and 12, are the complete Stars arc. Or, yeah, I think it's called Stars in the manga too. It is, yes. Which is also what the final season of the 90s anime is called as well. So, debating on whether or not to do it in this video, but let's just do it in a full video by itself. So I will see you in the next video.